Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and gents, to another video. Now, as you would have seen previously, I've been fixing my Massey tractor. As wonderful as that is, it looked a bit tatty. The whole tractor looked a little bit tatty. So, I took a wise decision, and as you would have seen from the last video, if you've watched it, to paint the tractor. So, done the top bit. I'll get some better pictures in the sun. Ooh, wonderful. So I've done the top and the sides. Ooh, wonderful. And the front grille. And I've just got the rest of it to do. So I've done those 4 panels. I've still got the rest of the cab to do. But at the moment, I'm out here with my kid. Blurred face, I know. And we are just prepping this top centre panel. Ooh, wonderful. Just prepping that top centre panel, which goes, squeeze in here, goes up there. Wonderful. So I'm undecided as to whether to do the roof of the cab black or red, or stay with the original silver. Neither of which I'm sure about yet. But I've got to make a decision because obviously I've got to paint it. So I don't know. It might be red, it might be black. But anyway, I'm going to carry on prepping that panel. And then we'll move on to prepping the rest of the roof. Ready for that to be painted, because I think I'm going to do the roof and then the cab separate. Maybe. So I'm going to prep that, and then we will get back to doing something on the roof with any luck. Just before we move on to doing the front panel, this is what I'm up against. Pure rust everywhere. So it's quite a mammoth task. It's quite a mammoth task. But the bonnet, so the side panels, just quickly, the side panels are still a bit ripply, as you can see. They're not the best, but I can't fill them because it will just crack. The bottom panels aren't too bad. That's still got to go satin black. Bottom panel's not too bad. But the top panel, minus the grit and dirt that's got on it, oh, look at that. Beautiful. So I did do a lot of filler work on that. And got that as flat as I could without doing a full skim on it. And then obviously the grille black. Got to do this surround. I'm hoping to get this surround done today. And potentially the roof. But it's just where I lose the paint line. I might just mask off this line here that goes all the way around. Paint the roof. And then paint this bit maybe. I'll fix this door latch as well. I had to do a little bit of welding in there. So it's getting there. It's just very time consuming. I didn't realise how to get it as good as I want it. Didn't realise how time consuming it would be. But yeah, I'm going to prep this panel now, and then we'll catch up after that.
I see you standing in front of me in the form of love. You pulled me in like your gravity, and it can't be stopped. Love me something perfection. All I want's your attention. Can you feel the connection? Oh, all I want's your affection. A chance to make an impression. That's all I want from you. Oh, I'd never be lonely if I had you by my side. Oh, I'd never be.
Right, that's that panel prepped. Don't know how boring it was for you, but my kids can't sleep. So, obviously ignoring here, because it's an absolute pain to get to. And you're not going to see it because the light goes in the way. This bit up here, it's lovely and smooth. Oh, wonderful. These corners were both cracked, so I've filled them, got them as good as I can get. And the same with this side. Like I say, it hasn't got to be mint. It's just got to be good enough so that I'm happy with it, which I am. So I'm going to DA that off. And then we'll move on to the cab. Just before, actually, I'll show you what I did. So everywhere where it cracked, just re-fiberglassed the back of it with some fiberglass resin stuff, melted it together, put some plastic staples in there, same up there, same in this corner, just to give it some strength, which is good. But on a whole, it should, once it's all done, it should look a lot better. So I'm going to DA this off now and get that ready for some paint, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Right, it's later on in the day now, and I have finished for the day. So what have I done? I have done a lot of sanding and prep work on the cab, which I'll show you in a second. But firstly, a lot of people might be like, why are you wasting your time and money painting a tractor when it pretty much just gets covered in cow muck all year round, really? And a couple of reasons. One, it just looks nicer. Two, it lasts longer because it stops it all from rotting away, which these Matties are quite renowned for a bit of rust, as is evident just here. Loads of holes that I've got to patch. So they're quite renowned for rust. But also, it was my dad's tractor, and it was used at his funeral, so it's got a bit of sentimental value. So to have it nice again is quite nice. Obviously, it's absolutely caked in dust now where I've been sanding, but it looks a lot nicer. So we're going to do a walk around, see where we've got to so far, and that will be it for this video. But I'm going to make it a mini sort of series of getting this tractor as good as I'm going to get it. So yeah, we'll have a look around now. Right, so we'll start at the front. Obviously you saw this earlier this morning. The front bottom grille, side panel and the bonnet is painted, looking wonderful. The front grille is painted. I've got to take that back out so I can paint this around. Got to paint that black. I'm probably going to get down here and paint the axles back in the original grey maybe, or potentially black. Though I think if I can get hold of the original grey, that's going to be better. But I'm going to paint that in black, which is the loader brackets. They're going black. And the wheels, I think the wheels are going to go black. Let me know on that. Do you think black wheels or silver wheels? You let me know what you think would look better. But anyway. So the wheels are going to get painted. That one's obviously already black in the centre. This is all going to get painted the original silver. That's obviously going black. They're going the same red as the bonnet. That's going black. This is obviously going silver with the roof. Although I was going to do the roof black, but I've decided against that for now. So I've ground these out. I've got to cut that out. Cut that out, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out, weld it up. And then cut the back here, weld that up because that's a bit crumpled. This door needs a bit of filler in there, but I've DA'd most of that off. Right, if we get up to the roof. Oh, actually, before we go to the roof, I'll show you this bit. So this bit was a bit rusty, cruddy, so I've filled that, sanded that, primed that, that's lovely. This is the roof. Sanded all of this. That bit's yet to be sanded. That start on that bit was a bit rusty. Sanded all of that. Wonderful. Took the number plate off, sanded most of that. Got to do a bit more sanding, fix that crack maybe. What else? What else have I done? That's about it, to be fair. That's about all I've done so far. The steps are going black. This bit stripped here is going to go black, I think, just because it looks a bit nicer than the grey. Inside the wheel arches will probably just remain how they are, although it's quite rotten. It's actually more rot than I thought that was. But anyway, it's a long project. It might take a while, but it does just, I've got to get some new decals. But it does just look 10 times better, really. Which makes me a happy man. So that is about that, really. It's going to be a shorter video, the first one. But then as we get into it, it'll become longer and longer. You know, as we're getting around the cab, painting that, getting the... Oh, the loader, actually, I'll show you that. I'll show you the loader first. Right, I present to you a Quickie 670 loader, which I'm also going to paint. I know, some would call me crazy, but I am going to paint this and get some new stickers made up for it. I'm just unsure on the colour as yet. I'm thinking, in my head, I've got black, but it's whether I go gloss black or kind of satin black, with potentially this ram red and this bar up here red, and then potentially this ram red maybe. I'm not too sure. Don't know whether to just black the whole thing, but would that look weird? Or would that look okay? I don't know. So that's a questionable question mark bit, but I want to get that painted before it goes back on the tractor, because that'll be a lot easier, although it's in the middle of nowhere, which makes it a little bit harder. But oh, it does just look so much better. So much better. Even with it covered in dust, it looks so much better. The sun glistening on that bonnet. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. That's the plan. All before haymaking, which gives me not much time. But it gives me enough time, I think. But it is just gorgeous. So that is that really. That's about it for today. I don't know whether I'm going to do some over the weekend, whether the missus will let me. Probably not. But anything's worth a try, eh? I'll still ask, just in the off chance that she'll let me. And like I say, it's not going to be perfect, and I'm by no means a bodywork specialist. Like, by no means am I any... Well, I wouldn't say I'm not any good. I am okay at it, but I'm not exactly at a professional level, which I don't mind. Doesn't faze me too much. I'll give most things a go. On a different note, the clutch is still mint, which is very nice. How long that lasts for is anybody's guess. But that is really what I'm up to. I'm going to smarten the inside up, like a lot of this needs bolting back down. Just basically do a bit of work to a bit of love and hope for the best, really. It's going to look nicer, especially when you get the drone out in the summer. Then it is going to look wonderful. So anyway, if you want to follow along on this lovely journey that I'm participating in, hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell, because you'll get notified of the next video. And leave a comment on whether I should have black wheels or silver wheels. And leave a comment whether I should two-tone the four-loader or just paint it one single colour. Either black or red, or just black. And whether it should be gloss or matte, because I'm unsure. Or satin, technically. And that would be much appreciated, because I'm a bit stuck there. I was going to do the roof black, but I've decided against that, because I think it'll just look a bit weird, maybe. Although it might look quite nice. Don't know. Anyway. Oh, I'll show you which paint I'm using first. So the paint that I've got, which is only thanks... I wouldn't have used it, to be fair, but... the guys that are in the workshop ended up painting a tractor, which is probably what's encouraged me into doing this in the first place. They used a synthetic resin paint from Cramp. So this is what I got. Not that it ever focused that close. Silver Mist Massey 9150 to be precise. And that looks a little bit like that colour, which is good. That's the silver that I've got. I've only got a litre of it, which might not be enough, but we'll see. I've got the synthetic thinners to go with that. Wonderful. And I have got some jet black. Now, the only thing is with this jet black is I'm pretty sure it's gloss. It's not super gloss, but it's going to be gloss to an extent. And I don't know whether I want that. I think it'll look quite nice. It'll shine. It'll be shiny. Although satin black's quite nice at times. So that's what I'm painting it with. Do I have a spray gun? No. For the bonnet, I used Brad's spray gun, which is bloody wonderful. But I don't want to take the piss. So I'm probably just going to buy a cheapish one off Amazon for about 40 quid. And use that instead. Because I don't want to take the piss. And there's plenty of other things to paint around here. I.e. this maybe might be next, because it's a bit dull. I'll put a picture on screen now of when I polished it. And it did look quite nice, but it just fades too quick, so maybe I'll paint that next. Spruce that one up. And the Matte Bro, the yellow one, going to paint that as well because that will look nicer. Basically a lot of painting. You could call it a mini restoration, I suppose. But anyway, that's where we're at with this. It's made a difference and I've just got to do the rest of it. So I will see you in the next video where hopefully the cab gets painted, potentially some black bits get painted, and then we can move on to the wheels and the wheel arches maybe, with any luck. So I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one.